Hello guys, welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to be reviewing Silence. Yes, Silence is a movie that stars the one and only Liam Neeson as well as Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver. All three of those actors are massive actors nowadays. I mean, maybe in 2016, some Adam Driver maybe wasn't then, but I guess Liam Neeson is huge. And this film is kind of one that I've never even heard of, really. I found this at CEX. It's a Martin Scorsese film. Now, Martin Scorsese has directed things like The Irishman. He's directed Wolf of Wall Street. So, again, a great cast, a great director that's got pedigree behind him, and then, yeah, a film. So, surely it should be good, right? Well, yeah. Silence for me was people say, obviously along the top there you can see there's a lot of good reviews, masterpiece, etc, etc, but for me it really did just fall a bit short. And I think there's nothing against the film itself. It was more towards the topic of what I'm interested in, so I'll explain. The plot of this film basically stars Liam Neeson, who is like a priest, and all three of them are priests, but Liam Neeson actually heads to Japan and he gets like captured, and then the other two, Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield's characters, they don't really know where he is. So they head to Japan to try and find him, and it's only going to go one way in it. In a nutshell though, in Japan, they want everyone in Japan, I guess, to be following Buddhism rather than Christianity. So it's a very religious-based film. Obviously, they're priests trying to practice in Christianity, and they go in some way that very much doesn't accept Christianity. It only accepts Buddhism. And this is, as I said, the way I kind of fell out of interest of the film, because for me, I'm not really interested into like religion and stuff, so the topic itself is quite hard to follow. But film-wise, it was a brilliant film. It had some really good cinematography that was shooting for it. But in terms of the plot and I guess what they were, it was just really hard to follow and really dragged. It just dragged. It really did drag. 161 minutes, so 2 hours 40 minutes. It's a long film. But it had some real moments of wonder, I guess, in terms of filmmaking point of view. It had good cinematography. I think one of the things I really liked about it was they obviously filmed on location in Japan. It wasn't like in a studio. It wasn't like, green screen. They were on location. And I love films like that because nowadays you're kind of like, you can kind of be in a green room and then they just chuck any backdrop on and, you lose that authenticity. But for this, you didn't, they were in the jungle, they were doing stuff, they was by the sea and stuff, they were on the beaches and stuff, and they were getting dirty and proper, and it was, from that aspect, I really enjoyed it, and, yeah. Really good. Adam Driver was great, but his role was very much like a supporting character. Same with Liam Neeson, really. Even though he's on the front cover, he wasn't really like the main character throughout the film. The main character throughout the film, which really surprised me, was Andrew Garfield. He did really, really well in this. I will say that. This was, for me, the Andrew Garfield film. But yeah, he was brilliant. So he was really, really good in this film, and he just stole the show for me. Literally stole the show. Silence, though, where the name comes from is obviously, as I said earlier, they're Christian priests, and obviously people in Japan are not meant to be following the Christian religion. They're meant to be following Buddhism or whatever the Japanese people want them to do. But Silence was all about, in the nights, they would kind of pray and do their religious activities, etc. in the evenings. So it was all about being quiet, being silent in the nights, so you could actually just pray. And the priests was obviously do baptisms or Christian, this is me, I don't really know much about the topic, and I think this is what kind of let it down for me. Film wise, it's a bit of a masterpiece. I think it fell down the wayside for me in terms of I'd never heard of this film, because it was actually released in the Vatican City, which is basically where Christianity is formed, or the head of the church, I think. So yeah, it was released there, but then it was released in the UK later in 2017. Like I said, I've never really heard of it, but it was one I'm glad I checked out. But like I said, the topic for me wasn't interesting. For me though, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. It was okay. As I said, the plot was massive, negative for me, but 6 out of 10 I think is fair. From a filmmaking point of view, it was great, and I loved the on location, and like I said, Andrew Garfield stole the show. So yeah, for me, Silence, 6 out of 10. So there it is, guys. There is my review of Silence. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more coming soon, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.